Hey everybody, this is Ray Halstead and Patricia Nass with REH CPA. A lot of you small business owners out there, you have a little bit of business out of town, you want to combine it with a vacation, and you want to understand, is that vacation portion of the trip tax deductible? I've got Patricia Nass here with me today. Patty, what can you tell us about what you can deduct if you combine business along with vacation travel?
Yeah. So, if you have anything out of town that you want to go to, you have something like a conference for a couple of days and you want to extend it, make it a little personal trip as well, you certainly can. So there's two different types of expenses on these trips. There's transportation, right? So the transportation is getting to and from, airfare, if you're having to rent a car, that sort of thing. So the transportation, if it's primarily for a business, then the transportation you can completely deduct. Then the other type of expenses, so you have the living expenses. So your living expenses would be, your meals during the stay, your lodging, the hotels, So that you'd have to kind of prorate. So for the days that you're doing business, those you can completely deduct the meals and lodging for those days. But, if you go to a conference and you happen to say, I'm going to make this a long weekend, those extra 2 or 3 days that you're spending there, those you wouldn't be able to have as a business deduction.
Gotcha. But all the travel definitely would be. So what are the rules around taking these deductions?
So the first rule is that you have to have a profit motive. So you can't just say, I'm going to go here for business and not have any motive behind it to, better your business profitability. So the other thing is that you have to have an overnight stay. So it needs to be away from your tax home. You can't just rent a house a couple of blocks away to, have a team meeting at and spend a weekend on the lake.
Yeah.
Then you need a for-only business test. So that test says if you are a regular businessman and you had no vacation motive whatsoever, would you still go on this trip? Just to say, you're not going to go somewhere primarily for the vacation, but you have to have that business motive. And then the primary purpose test. So that is that the primary purpose of the trip is for business. And then you got to make sure to keep all those records. So you want to record if you're at any conferences, you want to show the expenses, the meals. If you have business meetings, you want to make sure that you have, note down who you're meeting with, what you're discussing, just in case anything ever happened, that you have it to validate why you had those expenses.
Yeah. Well, that's really good information, Patty. If you're a small business owner and you're interested in how you can take deductions along with a business trip and a vacation, feel free to give us a call and we'll help you out. Thanks.